Hello again friends and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to give you another update on Vinco Ventures, ticker symbol BBIG or BBIG. Obviously there has been quite a bit of interest in this stock in terms of what's going on with the short squeeze lately. I did do a more extensive video yesterday, but today I want to have a look at how yesterday's negative trading movements affected the short squeeze effort and try to get some understanding on how this may play out when trade resumes on Friday. And I'll talk a little bit about some of the things I am going to be looking for in the trading session. I want to keep it brief, so let's get straight into it. So for today's technical analysis, I'm mainly going to be using a 30-minute chart for my observations with the stock, as this I think gives enough scope to understand how the short squeeze is playing out, as well as gaining an understanding of trading patterns that have developed over the past few days. Just as a reminder for those who might be confused by the charts, I trade from Australia, so the dates on my trading app don't properly align due to the time difference. Anyway, the main observation I want to make here is that now the stock has been on 2 consecutive down days, we are actually starting to see a fairly consistent line forming, and this might lead people to wonder if the short squeeze is now over. Well, in short, no, it's not. To demonstrate this, I've drawn this red box to illustrate where all of the short positions currently are being held. As you can see, with the exception of the last 2 days, the current stock price still sits above more or less all of the previous few days trade. There is an exception here on the Monday in terms of capturing distressed short positions. These positions from Monday have had the opportunity to get out during Tuesday's trade when there was this slight dip. But pleasingly, this was a comparably low volume period of trade in the scheme of this short squeeze, and everything that occurred before Monday is still distressed and is what forms a nucleus of this short squeeze effort. Though it is worth pointing out that with the exception of Friday last week, this was a relatively low volume period of trade. Now I've shifted the chart along a little bit just to get some idea about the direction the stock is heading. Thursday's session has shown a degree of lower resistance around the $8 mark, a price point that was tested 3 times during Thursday's session. I think if trade resumes on Friday and this point is breached, then the lower trend line I have drawn will come into play, which has nicely caught the 3 most recent lower lows, which have been set following the stock hitting its peak early during Wednesday's session. Similarly, this upper trend line has almost perfectly captured the 3 most recent high points for this stock. As the trend line has declined and drawn closer to the stock, I think if the stock can break through to at least the most recent high point when trade resumes, I think the stock can break through to at least the most recent high point of $9.75 next time it tests the trend line. So this is the trade I'm going to be looking for on Friday. On the reverse, I fear that our lower trend line will approach what I think is a critical point that could be the breaking point of this short squeeze. This red line I have drawn I think represents that point, which could possibly lead to the wiping out of most short positions taken up this week that are still distressed, and if breached, could see the stock price gap down to where the stock was last Friday and jeopardize what would be the nucleus of this short squeeze. To refute this, the stock is currently trading towards the bottom of the Bollinger Band, which would suggest a natural elevation back to the trend line may be coming up, which is what I will be looking for when trade resumes on Monday. However, weighing against this thesis is the flat, though slightly negative direction the stock took in the aftermarket. The low volume session almost had a linear continuation of the trend the stock had been on since around the middle of the trading day, though it would seem that at least the dollar value of the declines seems to be easing. Finally, just some updated short data. Since yesterday, the borrow fee has gone up significantly. Now it sits at 100.6%. Yesterday, it was only about 78%. I think this is because those legacy short positions are becoming even more distressed the longer this play goes on for. In fact, the average days to cover has now been cut in half, and I think this will give players of the short squeeze a bit of confidence coming into Friday's session, which is further buoyed by the fact that it is still technically ranked as the best short squeeze candidate on Fintel, at present at least anyway. So with all this data, what is my plan? Well, just like yesterday, I am going to be looking for indicators for where the stock is going in the pre-market and early trade, and try to use this as a day trading opportunity. Like I said before, it's not a stock I really want to keep in my portfolio. If you want to see my reasons why, check out the video I did yesterday. Anyway, the situation seems to be boiling over even more in many respects. If the majority of positions can continue to hold, I think we could see some decent upward breakouts now that the borrow fee has crept into these figures. The distressed short positions have become super distressed and are going to likely have to start covering. That said, the stock trajectory is also at a point of decline where the bulk of the distressed short positions may come undone. It's certainly going to be an interesting session on Friday. Anyway, what do you guys think? Is Friday going to see a major breakout with Vinco Ventures stock? If so, in what way are you expecting it to go? Let me know in the comments below. If you are new here, I would like to let you know that I am looking to set this channel up as a social enterprise in the near future, meaning I want to use the profits derived from YouTube advertising to support a range of good causes that I feel passionate about. So just by watching videos and following the channel, people are actually helping to make a difference to these causes without donating any money, but simply by donating their time and attention, as the profits come from YouTube advertising. I think it's a unique approach to making a difference in the world, and I'd love to have all of you join up and be a part of that. Anyway, until next time guys, may the markets trade in your favor. Cheers.